good. Next thing I'm gonna have you work on is a toeside front roll. There's two different ways to go about your toeside front roll. One way, the way that I kind of figured out before it was even really a trick, back in the day I said, well, I just want to do a toeside tantrum because I figured it was like a trip flip. So I got a lot of speed, I cut in, you get to the wake, you stand up, and you let the wake kick you over into a front roll. Now that's one way to go about it. The other way is with a hard edge to carry you through the flip. So let me take you through the trip flip way first. And that's the same thing as kind of a tantrum where you're gonna start out nice and wide. Give yourself a lot of time to really see when you're gonna stand up at the wake. Get a very aggressive toe side edge going. And when you get to the wake, you're going to stand up square on your board. A way to make sure that you're square on your board is by bending both knees equally. When you get to the wake, if you feel like you're flipping away from the boat and you always land on your back foot, it's because you're taking off on your back foot. So when you get to the wake, like I said, bend both knees equally so that you're standing right over the board. As you get to the wake, your back arm, the trailing arm is gonna be hanging onto the handle, and you're gonna go straight over your back arm, kind of like a little kid on the monkey bars where you've got the bar at your waist and you just kick your heels over. Now this is real important that you keep the handle here, and this is why. If you let the handle out, it's going to be coming off of your shoulders. Think of it this way, if you have a propeller that's lopsided, it takes a lot more energy to send that thing around, and it takes a lot longer for it to finish. So you don't want your body rotating around your shoulders, you want your body rotating around your waist. Wherever the handle is, that's where you're gonna be rotating. So let's keep that handle right down at your waist for that good rotation. As you come off the wake, keep both hands on. You're going to send yourself chest, both your shoulders straight into your knees, and you're gonna kick your heels into your butt. I always say butt, I probably shouldn't say that in the family video. Into your rear. You have bugs going right across the screen. As you go into the flip, start looking. What I do is I kind of cheat where I look, and Ryan Jones may give me a hard time for this, but what I do is I see the water coming out between my armpit and my leg, and that's where I start spotting it rather than through my feet, because on a front roll, you don't get to see the landing as soon. In fact, you don't really see it until you see the horizon come around, which is like the last split second. So look where you can to see it. Now you keep under rotating the flip. The reason that you're doing it right now is because you're leaving too soon off the wake. You feel like the board's almost getting sucked off the water, like you're having to pull the board off. It's because you're starting before you even get to the top of the wake. So make sure you're at least using the wake. You've got the thing there. So ride all the way up to the top. When you feel the wake kick you, then go into it. Also, you're having a little bit of trouble getting your rotation finished at the end because you're letting your handle out. That's a huge common mistake that people make. So I want you to really think about keeping that handle locked at your front hip. And if you continue to land on your heels like that and just fall back on your rear, over-rotate the thing, like try to make a conscious effort to over-rotate it so you can get your weight on your toes. As you come around on that landing, think about having some soft knees. Biggest problem people have on landing is under-rotating. The second is landing with too stiff a knees, which will actually make you then under-rotate because you're pushing the board out from underneath you. So if you make a conscious effort to really keep your knees soft on the landing, it's going to cradle you into that landing and let you finish the rotation, and you're not gonna bounce off the landing. It's just like any kind of wake jump. It's just like any kind of wake jump that you would do. You wanna make sure that you're really having soft knees. When you finish, do not let that handle out. Since most people let go with their backhand, they're gonna be letting the handle away. So I want you to really think about keeping that handle in with two hands as long as you can. Then as you finish, you can let your back hand off so it doesn't want to pull you into a scarecrow, which is a front roll with a 180. I want you to hang on with one hand as you finish and push the handle behind you, keeping it in close. If you let it out while you're flipping in the air, two things are going to happen. One, you're either going to under-rotate that every time, or as soon as you hit, when that tension comes back into the handle, it's gonna continue pulling away from you. Keep that handle in so when that tension comes, you can let it out nice and softly. The second way that I'm gonna show you how to do the front roll is actually by using your edge, similar to like a back roll or just basically a wake jump, to send yourself around in the flip. The way you're gonna do this is you're gonna start a little bit closer so that you don't start edging too hard too soon. I want you to take a nice, easy, progressive edge. The closer you get to the wake, the harder you're gonna cut. And as you get to the wake, you're gonna get your hardest edge as you go up the wake, and then when you get to the top wake, then you're going to stand up. What this is gonna do is that all that energy from cutting is going to wanna push the board out of the water, and you're gonna use that force that's pushing the board out to send you around in the front roll. So you're gonna cut hard by dipping your shoulders towards the water, not by breaking the waist, but by leaning with your whole body, keeping that handle low on your front hip. As you get close to the wake, you're gonna get a hard edge, stand up, and then go into the flip. You can even use a little bit of the handle to pull yourself over into the front roll. Just make sure that you're not pulling it into the center of your waist, otherwise you're gonna start turning that thing 180 and land a scarecrow or half of a scarecrow. You don't wanna do that. You wanna pull it in to your front hip. So make sure that you're getting that handle in tight, tucking your shoulders down towards your knees, and from there it's the same as everything else that I went over in that first front roll with you.